Mike Paris here, and I'm gonna help you out to create your first HTML5 project. It's really simple. You're just gonna learn what it is, get used to it. There's a framework we're gonna follow every single time. We're gonna create a folder. We're gonna call it first project, and we call this root folder. So anything you do related to this project, or any project in the future, you're just gonna toss it in there. So any pictures, any files, gonna go all in the same folder. You're gonna open that. It's nothing there. For coding HTML, you don't really need a fancy software or anything like that. However, it's good to have one to help you through it and create templates and such. But for this video, I'm just gonna simply go and create basically using a notepad. That's how simple it can get. There we go. So notepad is something that each Windows has. I'm gonna click here and then open a notepad. You've seen this many times in your life. We're gonna save it first because it's important. We're gonna navigate through the folders to find that project. This is my first project. Get in, and here we're gonna call this index.html. So index is an important file. We're gonna talk about it later when we have multiple pages. But for now, we're just gonna learn what it is. Write index and .html. That tells this is an HTML file and that's not a text file. So we're gonna save that, and I see the name actually changed, and look at the folder is right here. So if we zoom in, you can see, okay, so it's recognized by my browser. My default browser is Mozilla Firefox because I like it, but if you have something else like Chrome or even Internet Explorer as your default, you should see that logo over here. So I'm gonna go back to this file, start my HTML file. I'm coding right away. So before I start anything else, it's something called a commenting. So anything you create, you might later forget what it is, or even you might pass this file to someone else. You should clarify what it is with a comment. So anything you want to write for yourself or someone else, you should comment properly. So how do you call comments? So you're going to use this angle, basically bracket with exclamation mark and dash dash. So this is the button next to the 0, and that's open the comment, and this is close the comment. So anything you want to write that for your own sake and someone else's, and not for the software or the browser or the server or anything like that, write it this way. So this is a tag. I'm going to talk about the tags later that you can use for commenting. So I'm gonna talk about each tags as we go. So I'm gonna make a tiny little comments to clarify what it is because I'm gonna forget. So it's always good to have some sort of reminder for myself for commenting and commenting. Basically, that's what it is. And this not gonna be read by any browser or anything, just a comment. So before we start, basically your browser doesn't know this is a HTML language. You're gonna let them know. So the first line you do is this. You're gonna use your angle bracket and just gonna go exclamation mark doc type. So as you can kind of guess, this is declared what kind of document is this, and we're gonna say, okay, this is a doc type HTML. Because I'm gonna forget, I'm just gonna comment it clearly here for myself. We're gonna say, so this is declare. So this is a declaration. Bad with typing sometimes. Is used to inform a website visitors browser. So whoever comes to see your web page, it has a browser, and that informs that browser that the document being rendered in a HTML doc. That's what it is. You need this before you start. Otherwise, the browser of the visitor page, like if you have a page, somebody's gonna see it. It doesn't really know what it is, and it can't really render it. So that's is before you start. Do it right away, and then we're gonna use the HTML tag. So the HTML tag tells where's your HTML code starts and ends. And how you do the tags is like this. You open a tag. So you're gonna go, this is an HTML file, I'm gonna code, and you're gonna close it right away. So you create a scope that you can write your code here. How do you close it? Use your slash or forward slash or whatever you want to call it to close it. So this identifies where your actually HTML code start and where is ends, right? So that's what it is. We're gonna code here between these two scope, or this, think it as a sandwich. You start, this is my start point and this is my end point. So I'm gonna forget all that. I'm gonna comment here if I need to. But before I do so this is tells, okay, so let's start commenting. Open, close. And here we're gonna talk about this. This is identifies the start and the end of your HTML code. Also, the HTML, let's use the abbreviation properly. Also, the HTML tag, you can add your in HTML tag. You can add the language your web page or website support. What I mean by that is you can here in the just the beginning, not here or not anywhere else, you can say, okay, also this language I need to be supported is English, or any language basically you need to do. Here it has to be defined. There is no default language, unfortunately, in HTML5 to change that. So you have to mention what kind of language you support for your HTML. So here I am going to add another comment for myself, or I can write it here directly. You can set the language in your document, HTML, also language of your page in HTML. So what kind of language you're gonna use in this website. And this is important, there is no default language anymore. So it used to be a default language, but it's not anymore. So you have to declare that before it starts. So what kind of language I use? Don't think of everyone use English. There's different languages, right? So you might use it. Okay, so this is your HTML, so it's ready to go. In the HTML framework or scope, there's two different tags you have to declare. One is a head of your document, so this is a start, and this is the end. I'm gonna make the comment in a second. And there would be a body. So each web page has a head and it has a body. So we're gonna start the body and close it up. As you can see, there's a lot of tags, and it's hard to, this is that, this is kind of hard to see when you start and when you actually end each tags. The softwares or compilers, they really help you to track that with color coding and basic lines to show where you start and end. But since we're using like a really basic primitive Notepad to do so, we're gonna do it ourselves. We're gonna kind of indent this to kind of in, so we can say, okay, so this is a head and this is a body, so I can see where's my HTML start and end and where is these two are. You can also change the indentation, but these are kind of the same family. Try to keep it aligned with each other. And let's do a little bit of more commenting as we go. So here we go. It's comment start, comment ends. So in head tag scope, basically you can define or set or include, let's say include is the better word, include basically your title of the document, scripts. If you don't know what that is, we're going to learn that later. Style, what kind of style this website going to have, and meta information, so, or meta files, as you please. And we're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to conclude it right now, and more. There's more, but let's just finish that here. Since I'm adding that, we're gonna talk about the body also here. So a little bit of commenting in body tag. Scope means from here to here. You can include, what can I include? You can include your text, whatever you want to write, hyperlinks, images and tables, list, etc. We're going to learn all that, so do not sweat it if you don't know what they are, how to do it. This is just talk about the framework, what's going on with it. Here we go. So you have the head and body. Let's mention a couple of things here and get that going. So let's go to the head. We're going to conclude two things here. We're going to include basically your, so we talk about meta information. We're going to do that. So we're going to go meta, just type it, and we're going to talk about it. Character set, UTF-8, and I'm going to close it. So this is something like this. So there's no scope. It just, you're going to mention what it is. Is it necessary? Okay, let me just talk about, make comments about this. So what is a meta file? So, or meta information, meta elements, let's say, are typically, typically used to specify page description, like the keywords or basic author of the documents, those kind of things, right? Last modification and other metadata. All right, so the metadata or tags or whatever you want to call it, our information can be used by browser, obviously. So basically how to display content or related page, right? So that's what it is. So it's information about information. It's data about data. So these are the data about your data you're creating. If you don't understand what that is, just leave it that way. I think that's enough explanation for now. Here, so what that even means. So here's I'm saying, okay, this is a meta information, and what is the character set I'm adding here. So I'm gonna make another comment for that. So open and close, and let's see what that is. So this is talk about the character set. So what kind of character set you using? And this is a standard UTF-8. Do I need to do it? Not really, but it's good to also always set as much as you can to make sure all the browser understand it and such. We're gonna say although it is not technically required to define the character set, which is we did here. Failing to do so can open your app to cross-site scripting attack. in older IE version, right? So this is the risk of it. If you really want to know, search it up, but it's good to do it. Let's put it this way. If you don't, it's gonna work, but it's always good to define what kind of character set you're gonna use. So basically, that's a danger for, and also let's make another comment. What is that character set? Because it looks, so basically, simple enough, the char set attribute specifies the character encoding for the HTML document. That's it. So that's enough. We said that. Let's set another thing that in the head that it has a scope. We're gonna go with classic title. So this document has to be titled. When you open the page, it should have a title. I'll show you in a second. So we're gonna go type title. So this is a tag for title. We're gonna open that and close it. Same thing, and we're gonna write the title here. And what I can do is I'm gonna kind of indent that too. So this is your head. So this goes a little bit forward that we know all of these and title too. You can write this in a one line because the title usually is not that long, but you can do that. No damage here. So it's gonna be this is my, or I'm gonna go this is a some MacBerry page. I don't know. Whatever you want to title this document, and you're gonna see when it shows up. All right, here we go. That's extra. That's good. So this is a title that goes to the head of the document. That is enough for head. I'm gonna focus on the body, which is we talked about. For now, what I'm gonna do is just gonna write a test text here. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna learn about those later. We're just gonna open, so we're gonna use the tab so we know these are inside the body. We're gonna go with headings. This is a really common thing to use. So we're gonna go headings here. Oh, so open headings, tag, close headings. So this is a headings for your whatever you want to write, and it has different size. Heading 1 is bigger. It's exactly like your Microsoft Word. If you use it before, you can just use different headings for your document. So this is heading 1, and I'm gonna do, this is a test. Here we go, and we're gonna repeat that. Whatever you want to write, here we go. Copy, paste, paste, and paste. So this is for the heading. I'm just gonna compare different heading for now. Is a good thing to do. So heading 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. So I'm gonna do the same things in 4 different heading. This is a test for, let's type it properly, for heading 1. This is a test for heading 2. This is a test for heading 3, and this is a test for heading 4. All right. That looks awesome. And now if I want a paragraph, same thing. So I can go P as a paragraph. So same thing, tag it up. Open the tag. Guess what? Close the tag. Here we go. And for the paragraph, usually you have more lines. Just gonna say this is so MacBerry teaching you HTML5 now in a video. Whee. There we go. This can be a paragraph. You can keep writing it. It's a different style. We're gonna go through just what it is. We're gonna learn the framework, what it is, what is you're gonna see every single day. So that is about it. So this is start of the paragraph. If you need to comment that, also you can do that. So this is heading 1, but I don't really need to do it. Why? Because I'm kind of commenting it here, right? So as you can see it on the web page, but you can also comment it here if you like. And this is the tag for your HTML file. Here we go. Boom. I think I'm done. I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna close it. So it's right here. Let's double click and check our web page. I'm just gonna simply double click that, or you can go open it with whatever you like. I'm gonna double click and wait for it to pop out. Actually, it does. Here we go. So this is shows the location of it. There you go. Desktop, that's my username, and that's the first project, and this is your index. As you can see, this is your 4 headings. And where's that title? Right here. It says on my query page. You see the title we set? You'll see it in that tab. If you don't have a tab, basically it will show it here. But that's the title we set in the heading. These are the body. So this is the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. And this is the paragraph, as you can see. You can set the fonts. You can do many different things, obviously. We can style it, which is requires CSS3 to do so. We're going to learn that later, but for now, that's what I have. Can I see that code? Of course you can. You can right click here and you can view your source. Here we go. No, not that one. Just because I select that one, so let's go back. Here we go. Because I highlighted that one only, just click somewhere that it doesn't have anything, right click, and you can view page source. If you're using different browser, you definitely can see it. You find the page source, you open it up, and that should be familiar to you, right? So here we go. This one's red. I'm gonna find out why. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Here we go. See that? There's an extra tag dash here, so it's kind of giving me the sign that is not really great. I'm gonna go here, open that with my Notepad, or if I close it, I already closed it, so you can open. I have a lot of things. I use the Notepad++. You can have a glimpse of it if you like. It's right here, and this is, you see, it looks like whatever you saw on the web page. It helps you with the scopes and such. The same thing. We're gonna go through it, but just gonna delete that and save it, easy peasy. And now I'm gonna open it again. So right now, right click here, view source page. All right, this is green, looks fine. So this is my comments, this is my things. Everything looks fine. This is the fundamental of it. The name is fine. Everything looks good. This can be seen in any web page you like. Select the web page, and you can see the source code. Let's try something. Let's go to a website. I don't know, Wikipedia seems fine. You can type it here, Wikipedia. Here we go. Let's go to that. Any page, like here is, it looks fine. I'm gonna click here, view source page. Here we go. That's the source page for HTML. Well, obviously, it's like way longer than we did, and we're gonna get there. But it's Wikipedia after all. Is a content packed with information. But if you look at this, you should notice some of those. So that's your type right there. You can see the tag here. That's your HTML tag starting here. It's really jammed though, right? And this is your meta character UTF-8. But this is your title. So this is what you see here, right? And this is a script. We're going to talk about a script. This is JavaScript and such. So this is some sort of like a coding involved. That's not fundamental right now. But these are the script that I was talking about. You can see there's the different languages like Arabic and such. It covers English. It's those things. Like this is a Wikipedia. Everyone has some sort of understanding of it, and different language as well. These are your tags for links. We're going to talk about it later. Law of meta files, obviously. This is your body, start here, right? You can see that. This is your head, and this is your body. It's all there. If you take a look, you should have it. This is a table. We're gonna learn that. Don't worry about it now. But now we kind of have an understanding alone. We're gonna go deeper, and at the end of this series of video, you understand what exactly they are. All right, thank you. I'm gonna finish this here, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna use something better Probably we're gonna use basically another either Node++ or we're gonna use Aptanda Studio is a really tools because it has a server side. We're gonna talk about that later. Have a nice day.